For most people, a quarter is worth 25 cents. For collectors, however, the tiniest variations in design, metal, or minting process can transform that 20-5-cent coin into something worth thousands or even millions. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter is one of those coins. There are special versions, minting errors, and proof strikes that have become legends in the numismatic community. Some of these coins, because of their unique flaws or ultra-limited production, have sold for jaw-dropping prices. Stories circulate among collectors about a single 2016 Roosevelt quarter that fetched more than $5 million at a private auction, an amount almost impossible to believe for such a recent coin. How could a coin from just a few years ago be so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. In 2016, the U.S. Mint produced millions of quarters, but not all were created equal. A small number were struck with a special finish, known as a proof or uncirculated finish, using polished dies and hand-selected blanks. These coins were made for collectors, not circulation, and their crisp detail and mirror-like shine make them instantly recognizable. A proof coin from the San Francisco Mint bearing the S Mint mark can already command a high price if kept in perfect condition. But what really pushes this coin into the realm of millions are the extremely rare error varieties, those mistakes that slipped through quality control and made their way into the world. Some of the known errors include double die averses, off-center strikes, and partial color errors. A few coins were even discovered with missing letters or distorted images, likely caused by a misalignment during the minting process. Each of these errors is like a fingerprint, unique, one of a kind. Collectors prize them because no two are exactly alike. The rarer the error, the higher the value. A perfect storm of beauty, rarity, and historical significance has turned certain 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarters into modern treasures. Imagine this. You reach into your pocket, pull out a handful of change, and there among the nickels and dimes sits a quarter Roosevelt on horseback. You might not even notice it at first. Maybe it's slightly shinier than the others, or maybe the edge feels a little thicker. What you don't realize is that you could be holding a coin worth millions. For a few lucky people, that dream has come true. Stories have emerged of collectors and ordinary individuals finding one of these rare quarters by chance at a gas station, in a grocery store, even in a coin roll from the bank. When these coins are sent for grading and authentication, their value skyrockets. Grading plays a huge role in determining the price of a coin. The Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) and the Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC) are two of the most respected grading organizations in the world. They evaluate coins on a 70-point scale, where 70 represents a perfect, flawless specimen. A 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter-graded MS-70 or PR-70 could easily be worth thousands of dollars on its condition alone. But when you combine that perfection with a rare minting error or special die variety, the value multiplies exponentially. That's how some examples of this quarter have reportedly sold for millions in private sales. Beyond its rarity, the coin holds deep historical and emotional value. Now imagine the kind of excitement this creates among collectors when a new rumor surfaces that one of these coins has been found. Social media groups light up, auctions go wild, and experts rush to verify the discovery. The 2016 Roosevelt quarter has become almost mythical, a modern legend in the coin world. It reminds us that great value can hide in the most unexpected places. Even a coin minted less than a decade ago can become a treasure if it holds the right story. Many people don't realize that minting errors can dramatically increase a coin's worth. For example, if a coin was struck on the wrong planchetta, blank meant for a different denomination, it can become one of a kind. A few 2016 Roosevelt quarters are rumored to have been struck on nickel or dime blanks. Others show doubling on the words United States of America or E pluribus unum. These tiny details might seem insignificant, but to a trained eye they mean the difference between a quarter worth 25 cents and one worth $2 million. Condition matters just as much. Coins that have been handled, scratched, or worn lose much of their value. That's why collectors store them in protective holders or slabs. A coin in pristine condition, no fingerprints, no scratches, full original luster, can command astonishing prices. One uncirculated 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter sold for over $25,000 on eBay, and experts believe the rarest variants could easily break into the $1 million range when authenticated and auctioned. The design symbolism also fuels its desirability. Roosevelt was the driving force behind America's conservation movement. He founded the U.S. Forest Service and established 5 national parks, 18 national monuments, and dozens of bird and game reserves. The quarter pays homage to that legacy, showing him overlooking the Badlands, the same landscape that helped inspire his passion for nature. For many collectors, owning this coin feels like owning a piece of Roosevelt's dream. It's more than metal, it's meaning. Over time, the coin's fame has spread beyond collectors to investors and historians, precious metal buyers, and auction houses have started paying attention to modern quarters with special characteristics. Some see them as the next big investment, trend small pieces of history that could increase in value as awareness grows. With more people hunting for these coins, the demand continues to rise, and so does the price. That's why experts say if you come across a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter.
Have you ever checked the change in your pocket and wondered, could one of these coins actually make me rich? Well, hold on tight, because today we are talking about one of the most surprising discoveries in U.S. coin history, a 2001 Kentucky State quarter that's said to be worth an unbelievable $17 million. At first glance, this coin looks just like any other quarter you've ever used to buy a soda or pay for parking. But this specific piece of metal hides a story of mystery, rarity, and unimaginable value. The Kentucky quarter was released in 2001 as part of the U.S. Mint's famous 50-state quarters program. Each state got its own design, and for Kentucky, the design celebrated its proud horse breeding heritage. The bidding started modestly, a few $1,000s. Then it jumped to $10,000, then $50,000, then $100,000. Within minutes, collectors from around the world were fighting for ownership of this mysterious quarter. And finally, when the hammer dropped, the final bid shocked everyone, $17 million. Worth just 25 cents, sold for the price of a luxury mansion. If you look closely at the coin, you'll see a beautiful horse standing behind a wooden fence, with a grandhouse in the background. That's my old Kentucky home. A famous landmark in the state's history. It's a simple, elegant design. But little did anyone know, one small minting error would turn an ordinary piece of change into one of the most valuable coins on the planet. The story begins when a collector in 2001 noticed something strange about a few Kentucky quarters. They looked slightly different. The metal surface had a unique shine. The edges were off, and the minting details were sharper than usual. At first, nobody paid much attention. After all, millions of Kentucky quarters were made, over 700 million, to be exact. So how could one possibly be special? But then, one day, a coin expert examining a batch under a microscope noticed something almost impossible. The horse on one coin was struck with an extra fine detail, and the word Kentucky appeared slightly doubled, a classic sign of a double die minting error. This discovery sparked a frenzy among collectors. People started searching through jars, drawers, and vending machines, hoping to find this legendary coin. But only one confirmed specimen of the flawless error was ever authenticated. It was graded by a professional coin service as MS-70, which means mint state perfect condition. That alone is incredibly rare, but the combination of a mint error, perfect condition, and the historic Kentucky design made it one of a kind. When it was first sold at a private auction, nobody expected what would happen next. But what makes this coin truly legendary isn't just its price. It's the story it tells about American history and craftsmanship. The Kentucky quarter represents more than just money. And here's the shocking part. Experts say there could still be a few of these rare Kentucky quarters out there. They might be sitting in someone's piggy bank, tucked away in an old drawer, or even lying forgotten in a jar of change. Just imagine, you could be holding a coin worth millions and not even know it. So the next time you get a 2001 Kentucky quarter, take a closer look. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next lucky person to discover another $1 million treasure. You might be wondering, why is it worth $17 million? It's not just about the error. It's about rareness plus demand plus condition plus story. Coin collectors love unique stories. And this coin has it all: a limited production error, perfect mint grade, and a mysterious history that no one can fully explain. Some experts believe it was part of a test batch created with a different metal composition, possibly silver, instead of the usual copper-nickel. Others think it might have been a special proof coin accidentally released into circulation. Whatever the truth is, it's the mystery that makes it priceless. Today, if you visit major coin shows in the United States, you'll hear collectors whispering about the Kentucky Millionaire Quarter. It's become a legend in numismatic circles. a symbol of how small details can create massive value. There are even stories of people spending years searching for it. One man reportedly went through over 1 million quarters before finally giving up. Another claims he found one but lost it before he could authenticate it. A heartbreaking tale that still haunts him to this day. But beyond the money, this story teaches us something powerful. Value can hide in the most ordinary things. Sometimes, it's not about how big or flashy something is. It's about the story it carries, the rarity it holds, and the eyes that recognize it. Every coin has a journey. Maybe it passed through hundreds of hands, bought coffee, rode in pockets, sat in machines, until one day, someone realized it was no ordinary coin at all. And that realization turned a simple piece of metal into a multi-million-dollar treasure. So, the next time you get change, don't rush to spend it. Hold each coin up to the light. Look at the year. Look at the design. Because maybe, just maybe, you're holding the next $17 million miracle. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Who knows? Maybe you'll help someone realize they've been sitting on a fortune all along. And remember, sometimes history hides in plain sight, even in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep your eyes open, keep collecting, and keep believing that treasure can still be found.